What's up, Sifus? It's Kaz with Midnight Lights Gaming, bringing you a tutorial on how to beat Fajar in Facing Li Ming Hui, which is pretty much how to beat Fajar on Master Difficulty. We're going to get into those modifiers in a second, but let me just start, as always, by saying thank you for all of the wonderful people subscribing to my channel. If this video does anything for you, please like and subscribe. Do the comments. It means so much. I love talking to folks, particularly about this game. Also note that, as always, half of any dollar I ever make through YouTube is going to go to a charity that we choose every month. It's taken a long time and a lot of hoops to get to a place where Google's actually going to start depositing some money. It's very little money, but it's something. And yeah, the clicks and the views and the likes, at least on my channel, they go to something good. And we get to build a little community around the channel, which is my favorite part. Okay. So a little bit about Fajar and Facing Li Ming Hui. One is that we're on Master Difficulty, so because this is like one of the two hardest arenas in the entire game, in my opinion, and it's on Master Difficulty and it's taken on all of the bosses, you really shouldn't try to be going for 3 stamps on this until you very comfortably can beat the game on Master Difficulty. This should be one of the last things you do, because it's just that tough. Note also that you have all shrine bonuses. That's particularly important because it means you're going to have all 3 focus bars, which is absolutely massive. Using those strategically goes a very long way in beating this game. Now, to get triple gold dragon stamps for Facing Li Ming Hui, you have to take less than 6 hits, which is what makes it so damn hard, especially Yang and Kuroki. But like with Kuroki, the other thing to keep in mind, this isn't super relevant for the Fajar video, but Kuroki, like, you can't take damage on hits. Like, even if you parry some of her hits, you still take damage, and that counts towards the 6 hits, which is very annoying. Survival tips, some of these are kind of worthless. Stay calm, don't get yourself overwhelmed. Well, it's one-on-one with the enemies. Isolate dangerous enemies. It's pretty easy to do because it's one-on-one. Survival tips aren't super helpful, but let's get into it. So the thing is, of course, you're facing Fajar, so you're gonna get both phases of Fajar. I'm gonna get in here in a second, and we're gonna actually look at some moves, combos that I like to use against Fajar. So the most important one is Charge Back Fist. This is particularly for the second phase, which we'll get into. You'll also see me just in general in my gameplay use Palm Strike a ton. It's a very effective strike that extends combos, and after a Palm Strike, you'll see me do Chasing Strikes or Chasing Trip Kick. Now, basic tips with Fajar are like, I'm not going to be super aggressive. I'm actually going to let him come to me most of the time and not get any counters from him. Just like get my licks in when I can, and then I'm going to step back and I'm going to let him come after me in phase 1 and phase 2. Because I find that his combos are just way more predictable, and when he's coming after me, this is where I'm going to say, like, practice is so critical. Like, spend time with every boss in the practice arena. It will prepare you very well for this. Between that and this video, I think you can get 1 stamp if you can beat the game on Master Difficulty relatively easily. This is a very, very tough challenge, and so yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So sometimes I can just do that. I can get those combos in when I first run at him. But what we're gonna try and do here again is, like, oftentimes you'll see me in these. I want to try and get towards this weird wall that's not actually a wall, because when you throw tangos into the wall, it does a bit of damage, and I think structure damage as well. So that's one tip. Just get close to the wall on a lot of these tangos. It makes a big difference. And like I said, I'm going to let him come to me. And so that was Palm Strikes to Chasing Sweep. I'm loving that he's giving me those. That's not usually the case, those big jump kicks. But obviously if that happens, you're just going to wait to the last second. Avoid that opens a vulnerability window. And it's important when you open a vulnerability window on Fajar that you get your licks in when you can, but then you back up. Like, don't keep going because then you get into his counters, which come fast. Sometimes they're sweep, sometimes they're high or mid punches and kicks, and you just don't want to mess with him like that. So I'm pretty much holding block as he's coming to me, and then I'm just kind of like looking out for a few different things that will help me until I can get an avoid on a... Oops, he swept me. Until I can get an avoid and a vulnerability window. So holding block... And then, yeah, I know, like, his combos well enough to know, like, when to avoid. See, that's what I don't want to do, actually. Like, I really don't want him to counter. So, boom. Get my licks in and then get back. Now, once you practice against him a lot, I would encourage you to actually try and plan on parrying his first 1 or 2 hits. And then go into avoids and blocks. And the important thing, of course, with Fajar, what makes him so maddening is that sweep. Like, if he didn't sweep, you would be able to just hold block and parry what moves you feel like you can. But his sweep is what makes it so difficult. And so that's why I'm kind of like, practice a lot. And also, you know, use your avoids and parries when you can. But don't be afraid of also, in the middle of his combos, just holding L1 until you see one of his strikes that you can avoid and open a vulnerability window. So once you get good, like I said, you're just going to try and parry him on his first strike or 2. And then I just hold L1 and avoid when I see something. And then that's it, you know. And then when we get that, like, that sort of ding, we know that we're going to have a chance to have a longer combo. But I get my licks in and then I back up. Back up. And notice I'm not using any of my focus in this round. I'm saving them all for Fajar round 2. So even that, even though he started with the sweep, I'm still like, I feel like I can manage a couple parries when he first starts his combo, but after that I'm like way more strategic. I'm holding block and I'm looking for chances to avoid. Can't believe after I just said that he just swept me without me parrying it. Classic. Am I right? Okay, boom, first round done. Alright, so same deal in the second round, just in terms of like, I'm not going after him, I'm not aggressive, I'm actually waiting for him to come to me with attacks. I'm looking for one attack in particular, which is this big telegraphed wind up strike, which when I see it, I'm going to make sure I'm close enough to him, using R2 to like kind of get around. And I'm going to get close enough to him where I can hold triangle for charge back fist, which you don't have to hold for very long at all. And before he hits me, I'm going to let go of triangle, and it will interrupt his first big swinging strike. And that is the whole name of the game for Fajar round 2. So that was it. That was it. That's the one that we're going to be holding triangle before. So while yes, the name of the game is waiting for that combo, the other name of the game is distance. It's all about keeping a distance from him that gives you enough time to like see that big wind up come. Because if you're too close to him, it's hard to get the charge back fist in time. So I'm gonna go ahead and start now. So that's the other way he starts a combo, is with those fast kicks. So I'm just like, that's it. That's it. So I'm just waiting for that swing, and then if he comes at me with kicks, I'm just scooting the hell out of the way. Waiting until I see that big wind up, then I scooch in close to him or walk in close to him, hold triangle, and it's gonna take some time to get this just right because the space is like so important. But the other thing to keep in mind at this phase is like we have all 3 of our focus bars because we were smart in the first round. So I don't like to use them all at once. You certainly could. I don't really know why I do it this way, but that was lucky. That wasn't quite enough distance. That wasn't quite enough distance to get the charge back fist in. So you heard the chime on that too. Okay, so this is nice. Sometimes if you don't get it right, he'll go, and then that gives you a really nice vulnerability window to work from. I should have thrown him against the wall. That was silly. It's so he's pretty low on life now. We're just gonna probably have to do at least 2 rounds of that. There it is. Boom. Got him. I also heard the ding, so... And that's it. That's really it. And the thing I want to actually leave you with when it comes to Fajar is just back to that practice piece. The reason you get through Fajar without taking any... I mean, really, to get 3 stamps and facing Li Minghui or gold stamps, you really shouldn't be taking any damage from Fajar. Honestly, probably not taking any damage or hits until Kuroki, and ideally, you should have 0 hits before Yang for it to be even remotely possible to get the gold stamps. I really hope this helps. What I have found is that the more people comment and kind of share their tips in the comments, the better everyone gets. So if you do this a different way, just let me know. I really appreciate it. Again, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thanks so much, y'all.